First, a little bit of an apology. I haven't really been pumping out all that much content, and I do apologize for that. I've been extremely busy with stuff. I have been working on project, mind you, but yeah, I haven't been putting out a lot of videos on that. And I'm sorry, that's going to change. I'm obviously putting out a video right now, and I have many more coming down the pipeline. I have been working on stuff, I promise. But, I mean, it's been way too cold to get out of this garage until like the last 3 or 4 days, because now it's a comfy 45 degrees outside. And, well, that means I can get out here and work on stuff. And it's really hard to rewire a Mastodon on your computer desk. And that is the only teaser of my next project that you're going to get until it's complete, which is realistically not going to be that long. I'm hoping to have it done literally by next weekend. So expect a video on it sometime then. But regardless, there's a series that I was supposed to do every week called Tag Back. The show where every week we take a look at a blaster from the past and see what it could offer us today in the present. And this time, something you've probably never heard of. As far as I know, this is the rarest blaster I own, and it's almost impossible to find any information on them whatsoever. And now that I said that, I'm sure I'm going to get a dozen, 30,000 comments of people saying, oh, that's not rare, I have like 16 of them. I saw it in a thrift store 2 hours ago. What are you talking about, Walcom? X did a video on it 4 years ago. And I guess in this case he did. pSyk did do a video. I think it's the only video of this blaster on the internet. And now I'm kind of bringing it into 2017 in the form of the radical air weapons, the Force. Force binds us all. It penetrates us. Some other Star Wars joke. This is a really weird blaster. Coming at you from space year 1997. It's an air-powered blaster that shot basically super squishy foam balls. I don't know if even a picture of the original ammo exists anywhere. I'm just going based off what pSyk said, and I think he actually found something that he could jury-rig to shove in here and make it fire, but you could tell by the way it works that it fired some kind of compressionable foam projectile, and the fact that it was called the Radical Air Weapons. 1997, far better year. We were starting to get into like the whole Max Force line and stuff like that. Nerf was starting to get really, really freaking interesting and growing past the old missile shooters and the ballistic balls and stuff like that. All balls were obviously very still popular because everything back then had to shoot balls up until like 2000. Where does this fit in, and why is this a cool blaster? Again, as far as I know, super duper freaking rare. Worthless, but super rare. It's just the way it works. So you've got this big old bright orange muzzle on here, typical 90s flare, with a sight that you can kind of adjust and move right here. It's pretty cool, but if you look at it down the barrel here, you'll notice like this thing's sticking out right there, nothing over there, and this big handle up at the top, and then of course a grip and a trigger, which fits comfortably 2 of my tiny girly fingers. Now, to use this blaster, from what I can tell, is that you pull this back and you'll notice a rod will shoot out its butt end here. And then that will allow this chamber right here to rotate freely between 2 different positions. Interesting, but not entirely everything, because there's latches here on the side of these chambers, and when I open that up and make sure it's actually all the way over to one side, these little shells will pop out. They look like the M9 grenade launcher M4. What, I'm sure I'm giving it the wrong designation. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Go ahead and be a smart aleck down in the comment section below, but the grenade launcher everybody knows about. And well, yeah, it looks like one of those shells, and you can notice it's narrow up here at the top than it is back here, kind of like a real projectile, interesting enough. Well, these things are meant to hold like a little foam spongy thing, and then you put it in here, then you of course latch into place, which is a lot harder than it should be. Rotate it into position, and there's another one on the other side, again with the same kind of removable shell, which means suck it, pSyk, I've got a complete one compared to you. If I remember correctly, he was missing one of them. Then, when you push this back forward, that's actually compressing that little ball into the firing chamber. And then you pump it up. It is an air blaster. Not the best location for a pump, but hey, it works. So you pump it up. It takes about 8 times before the overpressure release kicks in. You can kind of hear it right there. This does wiggle a whole lot when it's together. Not the most comfy thing ever, but this bottom right here where this thing is, where you would rotate it, is very comfortable to grip onto. And of course you release the air by pulling the trigger. It's got a tank about the size, a little bit bigger than a 3K tank, which is not too terribly big. And it's really air inefficient because if I remember correctly, the tank is like down here. So when you pull the trigger, the air kind of flows up like that and out, which is terrible. Absolutely horrendous. But it does work. It does fire a projectile. Is it worth using today if you happen to have a magical amount of the ammunition, or you just bought some of those really, really nice car sponges and used those? Probably not, because that stuff's very, very light. It's driven by air power, and it probably won't go anywhere at all. And as far as I can tell, unless you can find a ammunition very similar to that, maybe with a solid core, you're really not going to be doing a whole lot with this thing. And even then, like I said, they're incredibly rare as far as I know, so probably not worth modding one either. I know pSyk's done it. He threw a 4B tank in this thing and kept the original air tank and made it like a double shooter thing, which is awesome. I thought about doing that, but when I like showed this to somebody and they're like, I don't know what that is, and they should have known what that was, I got a little scared. So I've kept this in a box. I bought it for $3, and ironically, it's one of the first things I ever thrifted, and I was just disappointed because it didn't really shoot darts, and it really didn't have that big of an air tank, so I never did anything with it. There is one other blaster in the line called the Attack. You can find reviews for both of those in the top right-hand corner, or down in the description box below. We'll take you right to pSyk's channel with both of those videos on it. Make sure you check them out because they're very interesting. It's not a subject people talk about all that much. I doubt these things are worth anything, but it's darn cool. I'm Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the radical air weapons, the Force, down in the comment boxes below. If you have any more information, I would love to read that. I do read all or at least most of my comments, even though, like, you know, a good chunk of them are just like, why are you so fat? Kill yourself. Cringe, double chin. It's like every single other comment I get. It's quite depressing, actually. I mean, unless it was me. It's like they don't realize I'm a grown man and dealt with most of that my entire life and still made it through high school. No problems whatsoever. Kind of lost my train of thought. I'm a bit out of practice, but yeah, if you have a question or you have any information on this, I would love to hear, because I know next to nothing. I would really love to use this. I don't even think Captain Xavier has seen this yet, so I'm interested in if he has anything to add to the discussion. For all I know, he's going to want to make it modular. Maybe I shouldn't show him this. Maybe I should just end the video and not upload it. You guys have a good one. More videos are coming. Yeah.